Hi, guys, and welcome to Classical Comedies Facts and Trivia. I got some special facts for you today, some good old boys facts of the Dukes of Hazzard. We're going to start with CBS's chairman hated the Dukes of Hazzard. CBS chairman William Paley never quite brought into the idea of spinning his opinion to match the company line. Having built CBS from a radio station to one of the big three television networks, he had harvested talent as diverse as Norman Lear and Lucille Ball. Marked contrast to the Southern fried humor of the Dukes of Hazzard. In his 80s, when it became a top 10 series, and seeing no reason to censor himself, Paley repeatedly and publicly described the show as lousy. The General Lee got 35,000 fan letters a month. John Schneider and Tom Walpat were the stars of the show. Both the actors and the show's producers quickly found out the main attraction was his 1969 Dodge Charger, dubbed the General Lee. That trafficked brothers Bo and Luke Duke from one caper to another. Of the 60,000 letters the series was receiving every month in 1981, 35,000 wanted more information or pictures of the car. Dennis Quaid wanted to be the Dukes of Hazzard's Luke Duke on one condition. When the show began recasting in 1978, producers threw out a wide net searching for the leads. Dennis Quaid was among those interested in the role of Luke Duke, which eventually went to Walpat. But he had a condition. He would only agree to do the show if his then-wife, P.J. Soles, was cast as Duke's cousin, Daisy. Soles wasn't a proper fit for the supporting part, which put Quaid off. Catherine Bach was eventually cast as Daisy. John Schneider pretended to be a redneck for his Dukes of Hazzard audition. New York native Schneider was only 18 years old when he went to read for the role of Bo Duke. Problem: producers wanted someone 24 to 30 years old. Schneider lied about his age and passed himself off as a Southern archetype, strutting in wearing a cowboy hat, drinking a beer, and spitting tobacco. He also told him that he could do stunt driving. It was good enough performance to land him the show. Dukes of Hazzard co-stars Tom Schneider and Tom Walpat met while taking a poop. That's what I said. After Schneider was cast, the show needed to locate an actor who would complement Bo. Stage actor Walpat was flown in for a screen test. Schneider happened to be in the bathroom when Walpat walked in after him. The two began talking about music. Schneider had seen a guitar under the stall door and found that they had an easy camaraderie. After flushing, the two did a scene, and Walpat was hired immediately. Daisy Dukes needed a tweak on the Dukes of Hazzard. Bach's omnipresent jean shorts were such a hit that any kind of cutoffs quickly became known as Daisy Dukes after her character. They were so skimpy that the network was concerned censors wouldn't allow them. A negotiation began, and it was eventually decided that Bach would wear some extremely sheer pantyhose to make sure there were no clothing malfunctions. Nancy Reagan was a fan of the Dukes of Hazzard's Daisy. Shirley Moore, Bach's former grade school teacher, went on to work in the White House. After Bach sent her a poster, she was surprised to hear back that the First Lady, Nancy Reagan, was enamored with her. "I'm the envy of the White House, and I'm having your poster framed," Moore wrote in a letter. Mrs. Reagan saw the picture and fell in love with it. Bach sent more posters, which presumably became part of the decor during the Reagan administration. The Dukes of Hazzard stars had some bizarre contract demands. Walpat and Schneider famously walked off the series in '82 after demanding a cut of the show's massive merchandising revenue, which was by one estimate more than $190 million in '81 alone. They were replaced by Byron Cherry and Christopher Mayer, cousins of the Duke boys, who were reviled by fans for being scabs. The two leads eventually came back, but it wasn't the only time Warner Brothers had to deal with irate actors. James Best, who portrayed crooked Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane, refused to film 5 episodes because he had no private dressing room in which to change his clothes. Production just hosed him down when he got dirty. Ben Jones, who played Cooter the mechanic, briefly left because he wanted his character to sport a beard, and producers preferred he be clean-shaven. Miniature car was used for some stunts in the Dukes of Hazzard. Established that General Lee was primarily attraction for the viewers of the series for the years. The show wrecked dozens of Chargers by jumping, crashing, and otherwise abusing them, which created some terrific footage. For its 7th and final season in '85, the show turned to miniature effects team in an effort to save on production cost. It was cheaper to mangle a Hot Wheels size model than a real thing. It's a sort of embarrassment to all of us on the show, Walpat told E! Dukes of Hazzard famous hood slide was an accident. a staple, and eventually cliche of action films everywhere. The slide over the hood was popularized by Tom Walpat. While it may have been tempting to take credit, Walpat said it was unintentional, and the first time he tried clearing the hood, the car's antenna wound up injuring him. The cartoon went international. Warner Brothers capitalized on the show's phenomenal popularity with the animated series The Dukes, which was produced by Hanna-Barbera and aired in '83. Taking advantage of the form, the Duke boys traveled internationally, racing Boss Hogg through Greece or Hong Kong. Perhaps owing to the fact that the live-action series was already considered enough of a cartoon, the animated series only lasted 20 episodes. In 2015, Warner Brothers banned the Confederate flag from the Dukes of Hazzard merchandising. At the time the series originally aired, little was made of the General Lee sporting a Confederate flag on its hood. And 2015, after the then South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley spoke out against the depiction of the flag in popular culture, Warner Brothers elected to stop licensing products with the original roof. The company announced that all future Dukes merchandise would drop the design element. Schneider disagreed with the decision, telling the Hollywood Reporter, "Is the flag used as such in other applications? Yes, but certainly does not on the Dukes. Labeling anyone who has the flag a racist seems unfair to those who clearly never mean no harm." Totally agree. I thought that was the stupidest thing in the world when they took the flag off the General Lee. I may as well change his name too, right? It's just to me, it was just stupid. It had nothing to do with racism. It didn't bother anybody until one person brought it up, and then the whole people went nuts. And other thing I want to say about the bizarre demands, I don't think Tom Walpat and John Schneider had bizarre demands at all. I mean, if they're making $190 million in 1 year off of their likeness, don't you think they deserve a cut? You know? Or don't you think James Best, who played Roscoe, deserved to take a shower instead of being hosed down by the crew? I mean, it's just not bizarre at all. Anyway, I hope you guys like this. I loved it. When I found this, I just thought this was really cool, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please like this video. You guys have a great day. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.